In this episode, we talk about where you want to be, how do you get there. There have been many moments in my life that I've had to question the things that I felt that were possible or not possible. That I'd have to see what other people were doing to see if those things were possible for me. And what I had to do over time is I had to trust in my own skills, and that if I didn't have them, that I could trust that I could learn them on my own. As I got older, I began to realize that I won't know all the answers, and that I have to be okay with that. And the pursuit that I'm on is one where I acknowledge that if I don't grow, if I don't continue to push myself, then I will not get to the place where I believe that I can maximize who I am and who I want to be. It's why I fought to go back to college, to be accepted as someone who was smart, from originally not getting accepted to the University of Florida, to any D1 school for that matter, to be able to do that years later after a lot of hard work, to be able to open my own business when I had nothing, when I decided I wanted to go back to school and pursue that and get a master's degree. These things in my life have continued to show me that if I desire something, if there's something inside me and it's in my gut and it doesn't go away, then that's something that we have to acknowledge. We have to entertain that thought and really dig deep. Because really, all these things that I've been able to achieve have proven one thing to me. And that's we can have, especially in America, we can have anything we want if we pursue it and we give it all the energy and the attention it needs to be able to achieve those things. And what is dangerous for me, the things that I am careful for now, is that I don't get comfortable, because understanding that there is no point of arrival, that when I graduated from my undergrad, I didn't think that I had made it. I was so grateful for that opportunity, but I knew that that chapter in my life, that moment in my life was ending, and I had to pursue and look for something different. And what happened is, graduating from school, I found contentment that I had done it. I'd worked so hard. It took me 7 years from the moment I dropped out of college to the moment I went back and finally graduated. And I had to find a new vision. What was the next thing for me? And it took me over a year to figure that out. But what I got out of that was I had to find a new passion. I had to find something to challenge me again. And for me, that new challenge came from the possibility of owning a business and doing something that I love. And that created a great challenge for me. And I worked hard. I worked so hard to get that to a place where I felt like not only could this can I make this dream a reality, but that I could do really well. And for years, I worked so hard to create the lifestyle that I wanted, doing the thing that I loved, which is running my business. And now it got to a point where I was just trying to keep this, right? So I worked so hard for it, and now it's about keeping it, right? Because I've created a great life for myself doing this as a business. But then what happened again is I found contentment. I got real comfortable. And that's how that story began, about how can I push myself again? Because honestly, the masters, being a business owner and having a master's, has no transfer. Like I'm not paying myself more because I got a master's now. I'm not moving up to an executive position in my business because I got a master's. I'm the CEO, I'm the owner. I don't need it. But I did it because I knew I was getting content and I wanted to pursue something. I wanted to challenge myself to make something that was non-existent into existence. And what I come out of this, as I sit here with a master's degree, graduated, is recognizing what is the next step for me. And it's a question that, if you're driven like me, if you've always seen yourself in a position of success, or whatever you define that as, that question will constantly continue to come up: is what is the next thing for me? What is the next thing that's going to challenge me? And those things change. I've proven that over and over again. But there's always these peaks that we're constantly overcoming and coming through. And the peak, to be able to continue to ascend ourselves into those positions, we have to find the next thing. And as I sit here, as much as I'm grateful for graduating, in my heart, I'm already 10 steps ahead. Like, what is next for me? What is next for my family? And I'm content with finally understanding that will never go away, and that's okay. But I can't sit on that thought without action. And that action will come through many different things. That just the thought of what can I do next, and leaving that possibility and that self-awareness to be able to look for those opportunities is really important. But it's really taking action on those things and really exhausting different avenues of what the possibility is for me. And I think that's something we always have to do. We constantly, the saying is, if we don't grow, if we're not growing, then we're dying. It's a popular line by Tony Robbins. And the idea is that though we're not dying physically, we're dying mentally, psychologically, spiritually, because the world is ever changing, and the thought, it's constantly being elevated. And if we don't elevate ourselves with that, it leaves us behind. And it's that gap that's gonna be harder and harder to overcome as we get older, as we progress through time. And we have to continue to elevate ourselves with knowledge and execute on that knowledge. Do something with that knowledge. That knowledge is not power, it's potential power. That to be able to use it as a source of power, you actually have to apply it and execute it. And that's what I'm doing. And it is my desire that other people do that as well. That it is a gift to be living and breathing and doing this thing we call life. But can we elevate ourselves? Can we push beyond the comfort levels of the day-to-day grind? And you have to seek for that. You got to be motivated to do that, or you'll be left behind. It's just the honest truth. It's the honest truth about how this works. That there is a science to achievement and there's an art to fulfillment. And those two things, when coupled together, make an amazing life. And it's what I pursue, and it's what I hope for everyone else. Well, that's all I have. Thank you.